Hey guys, have a cool activity for you today. We're going to take a picture of a young boy looking out a window, and we're going to change that into a holidays theme with Santa and snow and all that. So, fun activity. Go ahead and open up Photoshop and we will get started. Alright, so you're going to open up the file of the boy looking out the window. So, go to Open. And you should have downloaded it from Schoology. And where did I put it? A folder called Santa. It's right there. All right, so I have a boy looking out a window right here. All right, so I have a young boy looking out a window, and do I want to crop this down? No, that's fine. Go ahead and unlock your background layer. All right, and the first thing we need to do is mask away the windows, okay? Because we're going to put a different theme in there. So this is going to take a little time. Use whatever selection technique you want to. I'm going to use my pen tool, and I'll show you how that works. If you want to use your pen tool, if you want to use your quick selection tool, that's fine. But I'm going to use my pen tool. So when I use my pen tool, first thing I need to have selected is path. All right, it can't be shape. It's got to be a path. So once it's a path, you can go ahead and create your path, and then we'll convert that to a selection and then mask away our selection. So I'm going to go straight line right there with I'm going to have to move this one over just a little bit. So if I hold Command, as I click on that last anchor point, I can reposition it. All right, so I have that. Now I'm going to use my pen tool, and the reason I chose my pen tool, I need to go around his hands right here. So I need to move this one down just a little bit. So Command on the Mac, pull it down just a little bit. And I'm going to go about right there. Just create a curved line. Hold the Option key with my left hand, reset the last anchor point, and go ahead and create that curve selection or curve path right there. And this doesn't have to be this doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Just get it pretty close. Scroll down here. Got that. Reset the last anchor point. Going right there. Reset that, and I'm going to go all the way over the edge right here. So I'm going to click right there. Where do I want it? Yeah, right about there. All right, so I got a straight line going there, and now I'm going to go up the window, straight up the window, right to there. Draws a path up the line up there, and then I'm going to go back to my original anchor point right there. Actually, I'm going to go a little higher and then connect like that. All right, so once I have that the way I want it, you'll see this button. Well, it didn't zoom in. I must not be connected. It didn't become available. So I'm not, yes, I am. All right, so I click that selection button, feather of 0, and hit OK. Come on. All right, so I have my selection there. I guess I didn't realize how bad a job I did over here in this corner, but let's see if I get that close enough to work. All right, so I have that area selected. I'm going to go zoom out, and let's go ahead and flip our selection. So select, inverse, and at this point we're going to mask it away and mask away that window. All right, that's good enough. I'll never notice that that little difference there when I bring in the other scene. All right, so we have that. Let's go back. I'm going to go back to my pen tool. Once again, you can use whatever selection technique you want. I'm going to click right there, there, and there. All right, so I've created that. I'm going to hit my selection button and hit OK. It selects that area. Now, we already have a mask there, so we can't add a second one. So make sure black is your foreground color, so you can reset your colors to black and white. Flip them around right there, and then get your paint bucket. And let's just dump it inside that area, and Command D to deselect. So we're good there. And we're going to go through the same process with the other two windows, okay? So right there, get my pen tool. Let me zoom in let me twice. All right, so I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go above where the picture is, go right here. And there. All right, so I have that path drawn, convert it to a selection right there. And I'm going to dump paint inside that selection because my mask is chosen. All right, so Command D to deselect it. And let me just zoom out one time and scroll down. All right, so now we're dealing with this area right here. Let me go ahead and get my pen tool. Mask is still selected, that's what I want. And I'm gonna go there. Tremendous amount of time with this hair right here. Make that area selection. All right, dump black paint in it. Mask that away. And let me get this area right there. Up there, I may just, yeah, I'll go to my pen tool first. I'll probably have to go back with just the brush so I can be kind of selective in what I want. Make that that little area selection, paint, and I'm going to use my brush with black on it. Bump the size way down, and I'm going to take my opacity 30-40% should be fine. That lets me just get a little bit at a time. And remember, if you paint away too much, just flip your colors back around, as you see I did with that window right there. I should be able to bring that back as well. Okay, that's good enough. You're never going to notice that area right there. So I'm going to go Command minus, and then let's bring in our image of snow in a house. So I'm going to go to File on the menu bar, Place Embedded, and I'm going to put the picture of the house right here. And let's see how this image looks at this. With this window. All right, picture of the house. Let's pull it below that layer right there. And now we have the young boy looking out the window at a house with snow. And might have to reposition that picture. So, in fact, let me flip this picture. So I'm going to go to File. We're going to flip it horizontally. So File or Edit. Edit on the menu bar, Transform. Let's flip this horizontally. All right, so the picture is now facing that way. All right, so that's about what we're going to have there with this picture. Okay. All right, so boy looking out the window, I have the house. Let's go ahead and bring a picture of the moon in. So let's go to File. Open. We're going to open the moon because we're going to isolate the moon on the black background. So go ahead and open the moon in its own tab. Unlock your background layer, and then we're going to use color range to isolate the moon. So go to, not color range, let's use Magic Wand because there's some dark spots in there it'll pick up. Fourth button down right there. Get your Magic Wand bottom option. And let's take this up to about 75 for the tolerance. 75. And then click that's too high. Command D. Let's take this to 40. And then click the black background, the sky, and we are going to mask away the moon. So let's flip the selection. So select Inverse right there, and hit your mask button right there. And let's apply the mask. So right click the mask over here, choose Apply Layer Mask. It's applying the layer mask, and we're dragging the moon over to the picture with the boy. So we're going to put the moon right there. And we've got to figure out where we want the moon. And I'm going to size it down just a little bit. So hold Shift to maintain the aspect ratio. And we got it right there. All right, so we have a picture of the moon. Uncheck your Show Transform Controls. The boy's looking out the window. All right, so we're gonna make a copy of the moon right there. Actually, let me rename this. This is called moon. All right, so that's moon. We're gonna duplicate that layer. So right click the layer, choose duplicate layer. And this is gonna be moon 2. All right, so on moon 2, we're gonna add a blur effect. Okay, so we're gonna go to filter on the menu bar. Let's go to blur, and we're gonna go to Gaussian Blur right there. So Gaussian Blur, and let's bump this up, and it should give us a preview of what we're dealing with. Don't want that much. Okay, I like about 100 right in this area, because what I'm looking for is that outside glow of the moon right there, and to distort some of the features on the moon itself. So go ahead, right around 100, 106, somewhere about there should be good. Hit OK. All right, so that is our first moon. We're going to do this one more time, so let's duplicate moon 2. I'm going to call it moon 3. It's not 4, 3. All right, moon 3, you'll see it even gave me a little bit more glow. Let me see if I can apply a little more blur to it. Let me just try one thing here. That might work better. Yeah, let's go ahead, moon 3. I kind of switched around what I was going to do. Go ahead and drop your opacity right to about 50% on moon 3. Okay, we're getting that outside glow effect, and then I want to make a couple adjustments to the moon as well. So let's go ahead and get your paintbrush right there. Make sure you have white on your paintbrush. And we're going to bump the size up. So you can hit your right bracket key, or you can go up to this area right here. I'm going to bump the size way up. Right about there, maybe right about there, okay? Make sure it's a soft round brush, so make sure it's soft. And then I'm going to click on the house layer itself and add a layer, because this new layer right there, we'll call it glow effect. Okay, glow effect, so we're going to select that layer, make sure it's just above the house layer. And with the opacity about 40%, we're going to click one time, and you'll see that's going to give me a glowing effect behind the moon. That's exactly what I want. Did it one time, that's it. All right, we are going to add, go back to moon 3 right there, moon 3. This time, we're going to leave the same brush on there, but we're going to reduce the size a little bit. So left bracket key, and right about there, I'm going to click right in the center of the moon. And I might have to make it just a little bigger. All right, so it just gives a little bit more glow right there to the moon. And I think that's what I want. That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead, and I know I want to add an adjustment layer here. Let's go ahead, let's add a levels adjustment layer. So I'm on moon 3. Let's go to your, right there is your adjustment button, so you can get up there too, but we'll go right here. And we're going to go to levels, and let's move this slider to the right just a little bit. Okay, move that slider to the right just a little bit, and we're actually probably going to put it where I'm at, 22. Let's go to about 25 right here. 25 on your levels. Okay, that brightens it all up outside. I don't think we want it on the boy, but we can move that up one layer to see how it would affect the picture. I do not like that, so leave it right there. Leave the levels right there. All right, so we have the boy looking out the window, kind of a snow scene. Let's bring in a picture of Santa. So let's go ahead and open the image of Santa. So File, Open, and we got a vector image of Santa right there. Let's unlock our background layer, and let's crop out the words on the bottom. So get your crop tool. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth button down. If you're in a different workspace, you may not see it. So go to Window, Workspace, make sure you're in Essentials. And once you're in Essentials, once you click Essentials, just hit Reset Essentials right there. It puts everything back to the default mode. All right, that looks good. Let's get our crop tool. And you want to hit the clear button right here to reset your crop. So clear. And now you can put your crop at whatever aspect, no, I'm supposed to grab this right there. Whatever aspect ratio you want to use, okay? All right, so I'm going to crop out what I didn't want. This is what I have. Let's go ahead and use color range to isolate this. So select, color range is right there. And we're going to click on the white background, and I'm at 158% on my fuzziness. That's high, but it's solid black on white, so it should isolate pretty easy. So just hit OK. All right, and I have Santa, the white selected. Let's flip that around. So select on the menu bar, go to inverse, and once you're inverted, go ahead and mask it away. All right, so we've masked everything away. We're going to apply this layer mask. So right-click your layer right there and choose Apply Layer Mask. And that is what we have. And let's go ahead and bring that over to the boy looking out the window. All right, so we have a picture of Santa. All right, that we're probably going to have to size down. So get your Show Transform Control tool, hold Shift with your left hand, grab a corner sizing handle, and we're going to probably rotate it like that as well. Okay. All right, so we have Santa flying away in the sky. Now, I kind of want to bump the opacity of this down. We could do this with the opacity setting, or you can mess around with levels just a little bit. I think it's easier just to use opacity, but before we do, let's rename this layer. So call this Santa. All right, so we have Santa flying in the sky. Let's drop our opacity down. How far do I gotta take Santa down? That's too much. Let me do it. Yeah, right about there. Looks okay. And I might want to just blur that slightly as well. So let me, so I took my opacity down, and I'm going to blur Santa just a little bit. So go to blur. Let's go to, let me see what just a regular blur looks like. All right, that didn't do much. So let me go Command minus, or Command Z. Let's go to Gaussian Blur. So blur, let's go Gaussian Blur. And let's take this down as it's not working. Let me put that to 1.7 pixels blur. I like that. All right, so 1.7. So we bumped the opacity down to 63%, and we bumped the blur to 1.7 pixels on a Gaussian. All right, that looks pretty good. I think we need a little snow in our picture as well. So let's go ahead and open the picture of snow. So File, Open, and there's my snow picture. All right, so we have white snow on a black background, and you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna isolate it. So unlock your background layer, and let's go to Select on the menu bar, go to Color Range, and we want that down. We want it up. What do we want? Let me hit the black background, that's what I want. And I want to include more of the snow, so I'm going to have my fuzziness probably at about 30–40%. Right around 40 is fine. And hit OK. Okay. Right now, I believe all the black is selected, so we need to flip that around. So go to Select on the menu bar, Inverse, and hit your Mask button right there. All right, so it's going to mask away. Did I have my fuzziness too high? Let me see how that comes out when I bring it in. So let me move that over to the boy with the snow, and we'll see what we're dealing with here. And I don't know if the snow is going to be good enough for this picture. Let's resize that. All right, so I brought the snow in. Let me drop the opacity just a little bit. All right, so I'm not too excited with the snow. Let me go back to how I did this the other day, and it came out a lot better. Let me try my color range one more time. I need to adjust the setting on that. So let me go to Select, Color Range. Let me hit the black, and let me bump my fuzziness up just a little bit. So I took it up to about 70% right there. Hit OK. Now let me go through that method again. So select, inverse. All right, let's mask it away. I don't like how I'm getting the black around there. Try it. Let me bring it over, see if it looks better. It wasn't doing this to me the other day. And let me just flip this around. I'm going to go to Edit, transform, and let me flip it horizontally so it gives a different orientation to this picture. Alright, I kind of like that. Alright, so that's what I'm left with the snow. Let me uncheck this. Alright, so let me move sand. I don't like all the snow in front of the moon, and Santa is kind of blocking it. So let's go ahead and, which one is it? On both layers. Alright, so you see these both, I'm going to call this snow 1 here. There's snow 1. This one's going to be called snow 2. Alright, so on both of these layer masks right there, select your layer mask, grab your brush right there, grab your brush, flip it around so black is on your brush, and have your opacity right about 40% there. Alright, so what we're going to do is just click in this area a little bit to make Santa more visible so the snow is not hiding everything. And we need to do it on the other layer as well. So snow 1, same thing there. And that makes Santa and the moon pop just a little bit. Okay, I think that looks good. What else do we want to do here? All right, let's do one more step. We're going to apply another adjustment layer. So let's do this. Let me see if I can do it at the very top, or if I just need to apply it to the outside picture. Right there, go to your adjustments button, and we're going to go to a photo filter right there. Go to photo filter. All right, we want a cooling filter. So this drop down right here, take this to cooling filter 82 is a good one. All right, it applies blue, and then we can apply the amount of density we want to this picture, okay? So if I bump, you'll see that's with no filter. And if I bump this up a little bit, you see it just kind of cools the whole picture, you kind of give it that feeling, and I like that. I'm at 13% right now. I think that's good. It's not too much. And that's it, guys. We just want to create a fun holiday holiday scene for you. Hope you had fun. We'll see you soon.